Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video and welcome to a patch note breakdown video. So this is for patch 10.3. The notes were released, as you can see here, and well, you can't, but it was an hour ago. But you'll see this video is probably tomorrow's second video. Again, I like doing these because one, it gives me a reason to read through the patch notes myself and digest them. But also a lot of you guys, without this video, a lot of you, let's be honest, probably aren't going to read the patch notes yourself. So you get to know what's happening, know the changes, and you get to watch a good video, I hope. So, worth noting, I don't do patch note videos all the time, every patch, but generally the beginning of the season is quite a fiesta of changes. Things are broken, things get, abused early in the season for LP. So Riot tries to change things quite, quick. And yeah, like right away here, these patch notes are very big. So usually you don't get like a big patches throughout the year, but the beginning of the season is when they do that. All right, so let's do it. So the highlights include some buffs for 6 champions and nerfs to 10. We've also got some new skins because obviously Valentine's, I don't actually know when Valentine's Day is, but obviously that is this month, next few weeks I would presume. And we have obviously some Valentines and we have the new Louis Vuitton skin. So obviously they did the Louis Vuitton skin at Worlds and that was the first one in the partnership. And I believe this is the second one and like the final one, and that is for Sena. So let's get into it. AKALI is the first champion on the butcher's block, as it were. I'm going to say right now, I'm guessing more nerfs. Right, so Q for AKALI. Obviously her main kind of spam ability in lane. The cost used to be 100 energy, and then it was 80, depending when you ranked up. Oh my god. It is now 120 energy, and even at rank 5, it's 100 energy, which used to be the starting point before the nerf. Twilight Shroud. So this is obviously the thing that she can get in kind of stealth. It used to give her movement speed, and that's it. Well, now she's getting more movement speed initially, but the movement speed decays. So she'll be faster to begin with and then slow to having then no bonus movement speed. So this is, I don't even know if this is a buff or a nerf. This is just a change. I'm sure if someone looked at, did the proper number crunching, they'll probably be able to say if it's a buff or a nerf, but it's not a terrible thing or a really good thing. It's kind of meh. Then her ultimate is target direction. Oh, snap. It's now target enemy champ. So you no longer can use this as an escape or a gap closer. You only can now press your ultimate on things like an actual champion. Basically old AKALI ultimate, which AKALI ultimate, you could use it on minions as well from my memory. This is only enemy champions. Ooh. So these are more nerfs. Again, this goes with saying why you shouldn't really listen or care about win rates that much. Like what I'll do right now while we're recording the video, let me just quickly look up AKALI's win rate, because so many people are like, but the win rate of a champion, that means they're overpowered. So AKALI is getting nerfs every single patch. Yeah, she currently has a 46% win rate. If that isn't evidence that Riot doesn't care about win rates and the higher player base knows that win rates aren't important, I don't know. I don't know how else to convince people. It is not the thing that Riot uses to balance things. It's an irrelevant stat. The 46% win rate includes everybody above Platinum who's just randomly playing AKALI. That's not important. You should be looking at the people that are in high rating, for example. It's the same with the Azir and stuff. You simply cannot beat this champion. With all before obviously all the nerfs, definitely you 2 challenger players perfectly playing, the AKALI will win. That's just the way the champion works, and it used to be the same for Azir. Obviously they nerfed him down as well. That's the problem, and obviously as we've always said, Riot balances from top up. When everybody's aspiration in ranks is to climb, you can't have the worst and most broken experience in high rating. That just doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's AKALI. She's got more nerfs. By the way, she'll still be fine for people that are good at AKALI. That's the other thing worth mentioning. Screw the win rate overall. The people that actually play this champion are good at this champion, they'll be fine. Aphelios. Q, marked enemy. So the sniper obviously had an infinite range when you got a mark on somebody. They've now toned that down to 1800. This champion still needs mega nerfs. I think it's more the basic principle that people that are now getting is, and also by the way, if there's a weird light, I've got a candle burning next to me. It smells really good. Anyway, sorry. I got a whiff of it then and it reminded me. There are some pros that have even admitted they don't know really what's happening with Aphelios while they're in game. Like, you know, you can know, okay, that combo does this and that, but it's so hard to tell what's going on when you're in game because there's just too much going on. So I would expect some big nerfs for Aphelios in the next couple patches, if I'm honest. And naturally, obviously, I think here we do see some Sena nerfs upcoming as well for AD carry. Because if you guys have been watching pro play, from every match that I've personally watched, and granted I haven't watched every match, but there's been 3 AD carry picks. There's been Aphelios and Sena pretty much every single game, and if one of those aren't picked, Misfortune's picked. It's so boring. So it would be nice if we can get some other AD carries buffed and the others nerfed, so we can actually get some diversity in the AD carry position. That would be great. But anyway, that is an okay nerf, but he's still going to be fine. Azir. Oh look, the other problematic champion that we've spoken about before. So what are we doing to him? So I will say these are, yeah, it's buffs. I haven't seen Azir in ages, so they are going to buff him. And oh, here we go. Look, the Emperor has seen better days, but has the risk of power tripping, so we're cautiously buffing him. It's the exact same thing as Akali. It's like you could have a terrible, like when Azir was at his prime of being overpowered in Challenger and high rating, high diamond, master, etc., and pro play. In solo queue, the overall win rate for Azir was 44, worse than Akali's is right now, and they were still nerfing him. So they're being very cautious about what they do with buffing him, which they should be, because give a whiff of a little bit too much of a buff, the whole of Challenger and pro play is now Azir. So they're giving him a bit more mana, which is nice, base mana. That's not too bad. And then the ultimate, they're actually making the wall longer. So it used to be 5, 6, 7 soldiers. So obviously the wall length grows by how many soldiers he has in the wall. They're increasing that by 1. So not over buffs. That's not going to help his damage at all. I think that's fine. Again, it'll be interesting to see how Azir players react to that. Obviously, they're going to be happy because he's got a buff, but it'll be interesting to see, oh, snap, this is now really good. It's better utility, better in team fights, so that's worth knowing. Corki. W damage per second increased and burn duration increased, now slow. So this is just a ultimate buff. Well, not ultimate. This is a W buff, and if I'm not mistaken, it's for his passive with the W with the package. So damage per second ratio for special delivery, and special delivery is when he's got the package that he picks up every 6 minutes or whatever it is. So it used to do 0.375 bonus attack damage and 0.05 AP. It's now getting even more attack damage, a little bit more ability power, but nothing crazy. And the burn duration when you get hit by it is now going up to 1.5 instead of 1. And now it also slows champions that are hit and then knocks them aside. Now, it doesn't say here how much the slow is. It also doesn't say what the tick rate is of the burn. So in every single burn in League of Legends, Ignite, Brand Ultimate or Brand Passive, etc., there's a tick rate of how much damage tick does happen per second. So this 1.5... It sounds like a buff, but how many times extra is his damage ticking off that half a second more? We don't know. It doesn't tell us. So that's a bit weird, but overall it will be buffs. Diana, I would expect nerfs. So base mana has gone down by a decent amount. That's at least 1 spell cost, so that's worth knowing. And then the W damage has also gone down. So yeah, not crazy nerfs, but a little bit in her early game, which I would probably agree to. Diana, like, let's be honest, she's an assassin. Assassins aren't supposed to have crazy good early games, and Diana was getting away with too much in the early game. So I'm completely fine with those nerfs. I would presume the exact same is going to happen to Echo, more or less. Passive monster attack stack damage decrease. So this is hurting jungle Echo. So it used to do 200% bonus damage or stack damage from his passive. It's now 150%. Again, literally of me recording this video, the Echo jungle video came out today. A lot of people in that comment section was like, Jesus, Echo does a lot of damage. And yes, he does. Well, thing here, yeah, it's going to hurt his jungle clear time a little bit in the early game, but that doesn't hurt his actual damage on enemy champions eventually. So he'll probably still be completely fine. Ezreal. So this is where we might see some buffs because, as I mentioned, we we've only seen 3 basically competitive pick AD carries for a while, so they need to start buffing the others. So, mana growth from Ezreal has gone up considerably. 8 mana per level, that's pretty big. And, whoa, and also a 1% buff for his attack speed. That is not bad. Worth knowing, though, obviously the mana is good for his spells, but that attack speed growth, that's obviously good if you're actually going to auto-attack on Ezreal. And as we've always said, a lot of Ezreals don't auto-attack. They just don't. And it's like, dude, please auto-attack. You don't have to just press Q for your damage. Please auto. You're an AD carry. So that will help good Ezreals, not probably the not great ones. Galio, Q tornado duration and damage ticks increase. So this is what we spoke about earlier. Again, I didn't read these patch notes before I made this video, but this is the damage ticks that we were speaking about. How much damage did the Corki tick do? How much more ticks does he get for the half a second buff? It didn't tell us. Well, now, Galio, at least, his tornado duration is lasting 2 more seconds, and it's now doing 4 ticks of damage, not 3. So what that means, basic math, there's going to be a damage per half a second. So a tick of damage per half a second, every half a second, where before it was a 1.5 for 3 ticks. So again, that's like you got to get into the math of that. Like, does that mean 3 ticks got off quicker when it was only a half a second? But this is if you manage to keep people in it longer and they get 1 more tick of damage. Basically, I think if you manage to hit all 4 here, it's definitely a buff. But it might not be if they only like stay in for 3. I don't know. It'll be about the same, I guess. But yeah, it's a buff for Galio overall. Leona, I presume nerfs because I think Leona's the best support right now. The damage is getting nerfed on her Eclipse for rank 2 onwards is getting nerfed. So not rank 1, but rank 2. Obviously, that is the thing that you max on Leona, so it will hurt you a little bit. Not by much, though, but yeah. And then Zenith Blade damage has also been nerfed, and that has been nerfed since of rank 1, and yeah. So, again, I think she'll be fine. Again, do I think Leona's doing too much damage for a pure tank support? Yes, so I'm fine with the nerfs. I think she'll still be fine in the meta, though. Misfortune, I'd presume nerfs. Misfortune is doing well in all skill brackets, so we're hitting her base stats instead of her abilities that certain players utilize better than others. Yeah, so this is a nerf to the better Misfortunes, so they're hurting higher rating Misfortunes because what they're doing is getting rid of her attack speed. Low rating Misfortunes use generally the lethality build, the spell build, the Q damage, the ultimate damage, the E damage, where in high rating it's actually the actual auto attacking build. So there is a differential there. So this is really going to hurt people that are doing the on hit crit attack speed build with Misfortune, which is the high rating build. So this is practically you're watching a nerf happen. That Riot is nerfing high rating Misfortune and basically not really touching the lethality Misfortune, which generally is the lower rating Misfortune. So that's fine. Rumble. Oh, it'd be nice to get some buffs here because I actually do like Rumble. So he's getting some base stats. Well, they're not, well, yeah, it's not a nerf or a buff. They're rounding them. We've said for ages in these patch notes, Riot doesn't like to have these little numbers anymore. They're trying to get rid of them. So they are just like flattening them out. So it's a small armor buff and it's actually a tiny attack damage nerf. But nothing that, you know, a small amount that you're not going to notice. And then the W, what is going on here? So the bonus movement speed has been nerfed. Yeah, they have nerfed his bonus. Wow, they have. Yeah, they just nerfed his bonus movement speed and also nerfed his shield. Interesting. Okay, well, I haven't really seen Rumbles. I know it's been a thing in mid lane recently, but I haven't seen any of them. But they're just nerfing him. Cool. Sejuani now has bonus attack speed at level 1. Frost armor now removed when damaged from all monsters and champions. So this is just going to straight up help her jungle clear pretty much, which is cool. Again, attack speed is no joke for a jungler, so that will be good. Here's the Sena nerfs. So Mist Wraith drop chance adjusted, Spoils of War now counts as kills, and reducing drop mist drop chance and E-bug fix. So her passive, which obviously was the thing that made her pretty damn lethal in late game because it was like crazy good scaling and it didn't take that long to scale. So the Mist Wraith drop chance used to be 20% on minions Sena doesn't kill and 100% on minions and cannon minions she kills. It's now 25% of minions Sena doesn't kill herself, I guess. And now it's a 1.67% chance on cannon minions she kills. It used to be 100%. It's now a 1.67. That's a 98.33% nerf. Oof. So again, that's going to hurt AD carry the most because obviously AD carry Sena was securing all cannon minions and she was guaranteeing herself all these stacks like every time. Well, now you'll be lucky if you get really one soul per game, maybe, with like it being that low a percent from an actual cannon. And then also the new is Mist Wraith drop chance Spoils of War. Minions killed via Spoils of War, Relic Shield, and Steel, so basically the support item, that Sena gets credit for now counts as kills by Sena, reducing the drop chance by 1.67. Wait, what? Minion kills via the support item that Sena gets credit for now count as kills by Sena, and they reduce the drop chance. Oh, snap. So that's actually a nerf to support Sena. They're just nerfing Sena. This is the nerf to AD carry Sena, and this is a nerf to support Sena. And that's quite a big nerf. Okay, then. And then there was a bug fix, apparently, that allied camouflaged by curse no longer become invisible if Sena dies. Yeah, it was a bit of dodginess happening, going, how am I still, like, invisible here? But they're fixing that. Set. Oh, it'd be interesting to see what they do here, because, again, the W is the only thing that I have issue with this champion. Health regen is being nerfed a little bit. Maybe he had a bit too much. So it used to be 9.25. And again, health regen is, I believe, how much health you're regenning per 5 seconds. So he was used to be regenning 9.25 health per 5 seconds. He's now only going to regen 8. If I'm not wrong, I might be. But then the W, which is the problematic spell, quite a big nerf. 2-second nerf overall. Oh, no, bigger than that. 2-second nerf early game. And actually a 4-second nerf in late game. Okay. And the base damage to it has also been nerfed starting at rank 2. So that's a 4-second nerf for Set for his W, his main damage ability. Put it in perspective, a 4-second nerf is the difference between getting a two haymakers off in a team fight and only one sometimes. Like a team fight can only last maybe, 20 seconds, and if a team fight's lasting only 20 seconds, it used to have an 8-second cooldown plus cooldown reduction, but Set normally doesn't get 40%. So let's say in late game with a bit of cooldown reduction, he gets a 7-second maybe W. He used to, where if a team fight lasts 15 to 20 seconds, he can get 2 haymakers off. Now in that same 15-second team fight, for example, it's now 12 seconds with a bit of cooldown reduction. Let's say it's a 10-second cooldown now. Well, suddenly that 15-second team fight where he used to be able to get 2 W's off, he now can't. He only now can get 1. It's on cooldown for too long. So that's quite a big nerf. I think it's warranted, by the way. They're not actually hitting the damage of it too badly because, again, 30 damage off base damage isn't that bad. But that's quite a big cooldown nerf. So last patch, they buffed Sona's movement speed. Yep, they're nerfing it. So that's kind of funny to see. So they're nerfing it by 5%. They're basically just taking it. I think they've just taken it off what they did last patch. Okay. Yumi, haven't seen this champion in ages, and you're probably never going to. I said pretty much as soon as this champion got released, you'll never see this champion in solo queue. In actual solo queue. What I mean, if you're a solo player, solo AD carry, solo support, you're not playing it. It's only going to work in duos or incredibly high rating where everybody knows what they're doing for a couple reasons. One, if you're a support and you're not duo with your AD carry, do you trust your AD carry for your own positioning? Probably not. Secondly, if you're the AD carry, do you want to have all of the positioning in solo queue when you're with a support that you don't talk to, when you're not on comms with? Probably not. So it's that kind of dynamic. So I'm not surprised that this champion is not used at all. Like, if I had to guess, her pick rate is probably the lowest in support right now. Let's have a look. Let's see how right I am, if I am. So I'm going support, pick rate. Oh, she's not. Okay. She's climbed a little bit, but yeah, still very low. So, well, maybe I'm right a bit, but Tam Kench is the lowest. Then Zereth, who I wouldn't even consider a support. Then Fiddle. Then Vel'Koz, who's a bit iffy for a support. Then Swain, he's fallen off a support. Then Taric, who I would actually consider an actual support. Then Zilean. Then Yuumi. Yuumi has a 3.1% pick rate. In perspective, the highest pick rate support is Thresh with 22.2%. Then Leona with 16.7%. So yeah, Yuumi isn't used that much. I'm not surprised. If I'm honest, I'm not really wanting to go through all of this. I'll just read like what they're doing. Q empowered damage decreased, so actually nerfing her damage, and now considers target's health, cost now flat. So that actually might be an overall buff if it's going off health. Yeah, so just very quickly, the damage is been flattened a little bit, nerfed a little bit here, but now it's actually doing target's current health, so that might overall be a buff. And they've also flattened the mana. W no longer goes on cooldown from silences. What? Why wouldn't it? Like, hello? Isn't it a silence? Isn't it supposed to... That doesn't make any sense. Again, that just, I guess... What? I don't know why they would do that. An E base heal decreased, but ratio... base heal decreased, but ratio increased. So a nerf in lane phase, buff for late game. So there we go. Alright, so this is actually what I've been interested in the most, by the way. Jungle changes. So many complaints about the jungle that the jungle hasn't felt good for a while, but it's also been pretty much the most important role because again the dragon meta, the jungler gets to affect all 5 roles, but the biggest point was because there's now no catch up mechanic. When one jungler gets ahead, the other jungler simply cannot catch up. I've explained it recently, but the premise of it, why you can't catch up. One, there used to be catch-up experience, but why was there catch-up experience? Because in League now, there are a lot of neutral objectives that give a lot of XP for junglers. So if both junglers do both of their farming completely, you'd think they'd be even, and they will be. But what happens if one jungler gets both Scuttle Crabs? Well, that's experience that the other jungler cannot get. It's a neutral experience. So if one jungler keeps getting the Scuttle Crabs, if one jungler keeps getting the dragons, if one jungler keeps getting the Rift Heralds, even if the other jungler is farming really well in their own jungle, they cannot catch up because they're not getting the neutral objectives. That's why there used to be catch-up XP. When one jungler used to be one level behind the other one, they got bonus experience from, I think, jungle monsters. That doesn't exist, so junglers cannot catch up anymore. So, what are they doing? Unique Monster Hunter. So, large monsters experience has gone up. First large monster experience, though, has gone down. And the minion gold penalty, it used to be you used to get less from minions. Oh, so 13 less gold from lane minions if more than half of your farm is from minions. So, this is a complete nerf to the funnel technique. So it used to, they tried to get rid of it with this, so it's 10 less gold. It's now 13 less gold because apparently, obviously, the bad League of Legends players, the funnel strategy has been making a rise again. The Taric, Master Yi, all that, again, the boosters, whatever you want to call them, that's been making a rise again. This is, I guess, Riot's answer to stop it. And it also, by the way, used to be removed on item completion for, I don't know, for what? The jungle item? I'm not sure, but maybe they got the jungle item too quick. It's now a flat removed at 14 minutes into the game, and 14 minutes on average is probably when lane phase is starting to end. So yeah, that is just a complete, up yours to the funnel strategy pretty much. So that's good. For actual people that like good strategies and value skill in League of Legends, that's good. Now the actual stuff here. So Krug Camp XP total has gone up. The gold has gone up slightly. And here is the breakdown. Okay, interesting. So, the small Krugs have gone up by 4 gold each. The mediums have gone up 3. The large one actually has gone down. And then the experience has gone up by the smalls, up for the mediums, and down for the large. So what does that mean? Well, that means if you're very close, let's say you're going near top lane and you're on the top right side, which is what, purple? Say you're looking to gank top lane, but you're very close to getting leveled up, but you need to try and get the gank off very soon. Well, now, before, to actually get most of the experience from Krugs, you had to complete the whole camp. Now, you actually get a lot of XP from just killing the small ones. Wait, I'm an idiot. It's the other way around. It is the other way around. I am an idiot. Never mind. Strike what I just said. That actually is a nerf to that idea. Before, you could kill the 2 big Krugs and get the most experience. And then you could just kind of leave them alone. Now they've swapped it. Now, to get the most experience, you need to actually kill the entire Krugs. So you need to kill the 2 big ones. Then you need to kill them when they divide. Then you need to kill them when they divide again. Oh, snap. Okay, so that actually slows down because jungling a little bit. But you get more experience. So I don't know if that's a benefit or not. Because, yeah, you get more experience for killing the whole camp. But obviously a lot of junglers, what they used to do is they used to kill the big ones and then leave. Because after killing the big Krugs, by the way, the camp resets after a while, like a minute or something. Well, now that isn't worth doing because you get less experience. So, yeah, you actually should probably complete the whole camp. Interesting. The red and blue buff are being nerfed in how much XP they're giving. And then monster scaling, at level 4, they're giving more XP scaling. And then at level 5 or 6, they're giving more XP scaling. So that will help basically a jungler achieve level 6 faster. Probably. I'd say it's only going to help junglers, though, to achieve level 6 faster if you're actually using the Krug camp. And a lot of junglers ignored the Krug camp pre-6. So that's interesting. I'm not sure that's enough that, I'm not sure if that's enough that what junglers were looking for there, but okay. It'll be interesting. I'll be jungling a bit in tomorrow in my next recording session, so I'll have a little kind of fiddle with it and see if it's any good. Annie is getting a VFX update, Malphite's getting a VFX update, and Nautilus is getting a VFX update. So yeah, like you can read through all that if you want to. Basically, it's just new stuff, new colors, better graphics, better audio. So that's good to see. It's nice that older champions are getting some love there. ARAM, don't care. Bug fixes, not sure if there's any big ones here. And then, yeah, the upcoming skins, Sena, Prestige, Yumi, and Jinx. And as for if there's a league partner chroma this patch, I have no idea. Again, if someone is that emerald green, possibly. But there we go. That is the patch. Overall, I think it's okay. It does also seem, by the way, that how has Vladimir and Kassadin escaped more nerfs. I have no idea. They both seem a bit too strong still in solo queue. They're basically free, right? If you're a good Vlad or Kassadin and you're actually decent at the game, you have a free lane phase because nothing can really kill you. Yes, even a Kassadin. And then you just kill everything in late game. So I'm surprised they've escaped the old nerf hammer a bit. But overall, I think it's a fine patch. I'm interested the most in jungle changes. Other than that, champion-wise, nothing champion-wise has made me too excited, if I'm honest. It's mainly been nerfs, if anything. But yeah, that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it. Let me know what you thought about the patch down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day. Good luck in solo queue, and goodbye.